Yeah, I finally had like a long sit-down set with Rashid this week to like get an idea of that character, and I wasn't really on board with a lot of the changes they initially showed off in his trailer, but having gone against him, I think that character's way more cool.
Yes, he has sauce.
He has sauce, and he may not be as like overwhelmingly consistent as he was in 5, but I do think he's just cool.
With that bazooka knee and the jab and the flash kick and another
Oh.
You had to charge in time, you're so good.
Threeeyes out here coming out making a statement against Just a Kid. Says, you gonna try to drive rush me? I'm starting first.
It's a punish on that and then the flash kick. My goodness, Threeeyes. And it looks
Yeah.
like he doesn't want to play the fireball game too much. He's actually like he wants to go in a bit more.
Yeah, Threeeyes is a fairly aggressive player. He'll put the fireballs on screen really to kind of like make you think about them, and to occasionally set up when he thinks you're gonna flash kick. But he makes good use of those Guile neutral or those Guile.
no.
Yeah.
About some chip damage on this because he's burnt out. He got to hold all these plus frames. But guess what? That is a stun, and that's not looking too good for you, my guy.
Goes for the stock up. Just a Kid's gonna have to spend a lot of meter if he wants to close this out, but unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately, we have seen a couple of drops throughout today, but you know, that's a single round. Just a Kid is absolutely not out, but Threeeyes is out here playing the game of his life.
Like you said, he's got the foresight, obviously. The third eye is doing the massive work right now.
Oh, yeah.
Another anti.
I know, that's the funny thing is like Threeeyes definitely feels like a young gun here. Just a Kid's very used to being in that seat. I'm curious like kind of what the experience differential on that's gonna look like, but you know, so far Threeeyes out here really kind of just playing this like hyper aggressive and very controlling Guile to the point that it's hard for Just a Kid to really get started.
Oh my God, I'm surprised that wasn't level 3 into it, but get a second though. Oh, don't jump, my guy. The overhead coming in, and that should do it if you're not dropping it. Threeeyes striking first blood.
Yeah, taking the first set against Just a Kid, playing really consistent, right back into Just a Kid, confident in this pick.
Okay. Except I'm a little scared if I'm Just a Kid right now. It's looking like I would like him to take a little bit more second, but hey, there's a reason why I'm commentating not playing, so I'm gonna let him do his thing. Oh my God.
And Threeeyes, with this incredibly aggressive play, starting to lock Just a Kid down. You know, but like with all things, the tables have
The standing fierce got him.
God, it's such a nasty button.
It really is. It flips everyone. I get shimmy so bad by it. I'll be feeling like I'm stupid. Oh no.
I know people talk about Street Fighter V, Luke, as just being like the auto shimmy, auto footsies character, but SF6 Juri with like a word, I'm telling you.
Buttons are being pressed. Did you see how many counter hits was on the screen?
That was a slugfest. Oh my God.
I just saw counter hit, counter hit, counter hit. Wait a second, the dive kick though.
That was that. So like that is everything Chris Hu meant by like, you know scare, I know scare. Those two were hurling at each other. Oh my God.
Get a good jump right here. Oh, we still got stall active, or we fighting? Oh, I like it.
Just Kid maintaining the corner control, gets the shimmy.
Forward.
Starting to see a couple of gaps in Threeeyes' armor. We saw like the very explosive play early on that made it hard for Just a Kid to really adjust, but I think the calculations and the adaptations in terms of this tempo are starting to come in, but Threeeyes immediately identifies and cranks it right back up.
Oh, I think he tried to go for a flash kick right there. He got counter hit instead. Got stuffed. Gets shimmed again, and like you said, he's starting to get prone to the crack in the defense. Just Kid seeing the pattern.
And this is the thing that we talk about, that you talk about when you look at like fighting games at a very specific level. Being able to just identify like one singular tick in your opponent may be enough to like create.
Oh my God. So scared. So
Yeah,
scared.
Threeeyes not only has Just a Kid bringing it back, gets the jump in and finds it, tying it back up. But like I was saying, it's one of the things in general when you kind of play opponents and you play at high level. Those small weaknesses or those small things you exploit can cause the set to change. We saw Just a Kid get a lot of mileage out of baiting shimmy off of Threeeyes, and now has the corner control again, immediately taking the pace of the control away. I think if Threeeyes is going to take this, he needs to kick it into high gear and knock this out quick, because the longer this drags out, I think the experience differential is going to play out in Just a Kid's favor.
And it looks like he have a good time right now, harassing with the buttons. Oh wait, gets hit with the low. Oh, I like that.
And that's what, this is something I think I really enjoy from what we've seen about Threeeyes play. Threeeyes is really strong about just controlling space in a way that makes it look like he's just swinging at you. But we saw it earlier when he caught the jump in from Juri using the Guile back so bot. And that's just like that spatial awareness that you get from playing a lot and that you get from like having a strong fundamental understanding of like what your character does and how he interacts with specific characters.
Definitely. You see right there, just getting the shimmy, and now he's going to level 2 install. This guy's time to guess, Threeeyes.
Goes to the parry, gets blown up by it. Unfortunately, not a big conversion.
Right when your opponent gets knocked down by the low, and you could get shimmy right here. You got to be careful.
That's something we've seen. Threeeyes is perfectly fine to like take a small trade or like let the fireball blow Just a Kid back because he's ready with that parry. But doesn't matter now. In corner near the burnout, Just a Kid has a good chunk of meter, but running slow. This could go to a burnout versus burnout fight if Just a Kid's not careful.
Oh, gets through. That's the crumple, and that should do it. Should Just a Kid not drop his spin to level 1? He didn't, but guess what? He's grabbing nothing but air. There's nothing but Casper, his uncles right there, my guy.
Absolutely, and that's what I was talking about earlier. It's that one opening that you create for your opponent that might be everything you need to close it out. And Just a Kid making good use of a guest tech habit that Threeeyes was using a lot during that set, and it allowed Just a Kid to really kind of, when those hits came, it set up his entire game plan and allowed him to really retake the pace of that set and take that from what was basically like a tournament. Like Threeeyes was on